Well, India-Ethiopia relationship is something that has been talked about recently, primarily because of the visit of the Ethiopian foreign minister to Delhi. He was the second foreign minister to visit India this year. And to talk about the visit and the larger relationship with me is the Ethiopian envoy to Delhi. Welcome to WION. And my first question, an obvious one, how do you see the relationship between the two countries?
Thank you so much. First of all, when we see the relationship between these two countries, we have to make sure that the relation has been there for a long period of time, which is so historic, which started in the first century, where Indian from the eastern part of India went to Ethiopia to send different kind of items, including silk and spices, and they used to get ivory and gold from Ethiopia. So this historic and trade relationship has grown very well, and we started our diplomatic relation in 1948, just immediately after India got its independence. So from then onwards, we have got a very profound kind of relationship, especially that focuses on capacity building, where when we say capacity building, a lot of Indian professors and teachers used to go to Ethiopia to teach in Ethiopian high schools and universities. So this really means that Indians were like playing a very good role in producing generation in Ethiopia, which is like a base for development. And then this grows also. This relationship has grown into trade and investment relation, and especially for the last 15 years, the number of Indian investors has growing in Ethiopia. And also trade relation, I can say that we are also have a very good trade relation with Ethiopia. So generally, both in politics, social relation and diplomatic relation, we have a profound relation that is more or less based on mutual relationship, and we are also now working on to develop this relationship into more of a strategic kind of relationship.
Develop this relationship, more strategic kind of relationship. The foreign minister was here, the second foreign minister to visit Delhi, and perhaps after many, many months, an African foreign minister visited India. How do you see this visit as? What were the key outcomes, if you can tell us about the entire visit of your foreign minister to Delhi last week?
Basically, we have been waiting for this visit for a long period of time. So it is something, it means something to us. And we expect that during the visit, of course, a lot of bilateral issues have been discussed, especially the Ethiopian side took an opportunity to explain to Indian government regarding the existing political situation about Ethiopia, especially the conflict in Tigray and also the humanitarian assistance that is being delivered to the Tigrayan people at this moment, where despite the reality these days, a lot of media has been echoing the negative part of the issue, despite that the Ethiopian government explained to its Indian counterpart regarding how much access is open to providing humanitarian assistance to the needy over there, and how much Ethiopian government is ready enough to respect human rights and citizens of the Tigrayan people, and also refugees, especially Eritrean refugees around the refugee center in Tigrayan region. And beyond that, it was also an opportunity to explain regarding the border conflict between Ethiopia and Sudan. So the Ethiopian government explained that the position of Ethiopia is to amicably solve this problem based on negotiation. And beyond that, we also managed to sign a different agreement, especially a visa waiver agreement for diplomats, and also agreement on education between two different institutions. So this means something that would really help us to go further into a next level, especially to develop the relationship into a strategic relationship.
Mm-hmm. Ma'am, now coming to India's larger role in the African continent, how do you see India's role in the African continent? We know India has been part of many development projects in Africa. We have a shared cultural heritage when it comes to Africa.
You're right. Even when we talk about Indian involvement in Africa, it's not like a recent history. It has been there for a long period of time, and we could find a lot of Indian diaspora in many parts of Africa that has been there for a long period of time. In addition to that, India has been really playing a very big role in the national movement for independence. So I can say that the relationship between India and Africa is more of very profound. And also, India has also worked a lot for the development of capacity in many African countries. And trade and investment relationship is also growing very well. So they have also share many commonalities, especially in the UN reform and different kind of international agenda. So so far, Indians are really playing a very good role in entering into Africa and making their presence better than the previous one. So I also believe that like India and Africa, they share a lot of development trajectories. They have passed to more or less similar kind of development trajectories. So from these, there are a lot that African can also learn, and there are a lot that African can get from India, especially in terms of adaptable technologies. Because we really share many things. For instance, both India and Africa, most of the society is based on, especially the economy is based on agriculture. So we can share a lot how India is trying to get into the higher level in terms of economy. And also there are many things we can share, we can learn, especially from Indian democracy. So governance also. So I can say that so far the role of India is really I can say it means a lot. We can also refer to the three Africa India summit that has been there for the last 15 years. So in all these summits, different developmental issues has been agenda. So the current Prime Minister of India also give a big priority for the presence of India into Africa. So taking this into consideration, I can say that India could be one of the great partners for Africa and a cause for African development.
Mm-hmm. Ma'am, my last question to you is, COVID pandemic is something that has completely changed the world. But amidst the COVID pandemic, India has been sending out vaccines to the entire world. India, in fact, has started sending vaccines to African continent as well. How do you see the cooperation specifically between India and Ethiopia on dealing with this crisis, the COVID pandemic crisis?
Always, whenever there are different kind of difficulties, India has been there to support Africa and particularly Ethiopia. So when this COVID pandemic came last year, India was one of the first countries that sent different kind of medical equipments to Ethiopia, and we are really grateful for that. And our Prime Minister had also a phone call and discussion with His Excellency, the Prime Minister of India. So they have talked a lot in how to cooperate in terms of COVID and other related relationship. Of course, we know that India is the hub of pharmaceutical, and it has like a potential to support many countries, and we are also seeing that they're supporting neighboring countries and also African countries, and we are also studying what are like the ways to get such kind of support from India, and of course my government will consider how to benefit from this relationship. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am, for speaking to WION. So clearly, this is a relationship which is much celebrated one, and also, as ma'am talked about, a strategic angle to this relationship. And the visit, of course, of the Ethiopian Foreign Minister has strengthened the relationship further. With video journalist Neeraj Patel, Siddhant Sibbal for WION in New Delhi.